G'day guys, welcome back. I'm going to do a tree of life for you today. Today though I want to do autumn colours or fall colours depending on where you are. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start brushing everything. So obviously looking at it upside down or backwards. So there's the tree trunk through here and we've got branches that come off and then we've got all these beautiful leaves all the way around, and it's got lovely leaf textures, the grains. It's really pretty. The last one I did was just I think I did copper for the branches, and I did different shades of for the trunk, and then different shades of green. So but today fall colors and nothing too bright. I've gone with this one here. I've put them on my little card there. Not quite sure about that one, but you know, sometimes the leaves go that sort of purpley, reddy, brownish kind of colour. So they go yellow, then orange, then sort of a reddish and purpley brown. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I just didn't want to put bright red in. So that's my first one. It's called Sparkle Yellow by Artie Sue. And then this one is called Sunset Orange by LBB. And Orange Zest by Artie Sue. Syra, this little piggy. And then for the trunk, I'm going to do the chocolate brown from Arteza. So there we go. So I will get started. I'll do a little bit and then I'll fast forward it for you because it's going to take me a little while. But we'll start with the easy bit. So I've got two different size brushes. The bigger one will be for the trunk and then the smaller ones so I can get in there and do the leaves. And you have to be careful because like here is a branch and it goes through there over this branch and around here and then joins up with this branch and then joins up with that trunk there. So it's really quite intricate, so just take your time when you're dusting, but you do get a most amazing result. I'm going to hold this up here so I don't have to keep going back and forth and back and forth. Alright, here we go. Look at that. I love doing this. You don't put too much on, otherwise it just kind of flies away. You don't need a lot. Whatever you put on, the resin will stick to and it'll come off on your resin piece. I did do a video on me doing my last tree of life. If you missed it, you can check it out. I will link it at the end of this video, but yeah, you can, if you're interested, it's on my YouTube channel, just where you can search Julie Tree of Life. I'm sure it'll come up. There's a little knot just there, a little knot in the tree. Look at that. It's very realistic, I think. It's a heavy mold, weighs 1.2 kilos, so what's that, 6 pounds or something like that. Pretty heavy mold, so shipping does cost a lot. Like, I don't add any extra on for shipping, I actually have it less. That's paint. I've been cleaning my studio and emptying paint containers and I've spilled some paint on myself, so yeah, that's just paint on my hand. I obviously didn't wash it properly. Trying to go up. You can go up the sides as well if you want to, but you don't have to. So anyway, there it is. I've made a start on it. Let's change colours. So we've done a little bit of that. Let's put a little bit of yellow on. And I've got a piece of paper towel here that I can just sort of clean off, you know, when I change colours. Right, I'm not going to sort of do it in any kind of order. So there's a group of 3 leaves there and I'll just do them different colours. I won't do them all yellow. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so pretty. But while you've got your yellow out, I would suggest doing however many you want in yellow, because there's no point doing that one, then changing to orange and then changing to red. So do all the ones that you want to have yellow first, then wipe your brush and move on to your next color. And it doesn't matter if, you know, you get a little bit of red on your yellow or vice versa, because when the leaves change color, they actually have like a little bit of yellow on them and a little bit of orange on them. So I may even try to put a couple of different colors on them just to make them look more realistic. Just trying not to get too much of the yellow on my branches. That's the only thing. I guess that's the most tricky. Try not to get it onto your branches. All right, so I will just sort of stop the video now because you can basically see what I'm going to do. Some of the leaves are quite deep down and some are more close to the surface, because when you do turn it out you get a very 3D look. Try not to put too much in there, otherwise it just kind of blows away. So yeah, just be careful of how much you're actually putting on. You don't need a lot. Rather have a little bit less than too much, otherwise yeah, it just gets all over your branches. See, there's a bit much on that one. Maybe tap it off. That's probably better actually. Put a bit on, tap it off. That's all you need. I have to try and get that out. There's a hair. Alright, so I'll put you on fast forward. I'll do the rest. If you don't want to watch me do it all, just fast forward until the next stage. So there we go. I'm all done. And that's what it looks like close up. I've just mixed up some resin. I'm using the Platinum 360 Plus. Oh, did I miss a leaf? What's that? Oh no, that's all right. I had to look twice. I had to actually check it thrice to make sure that I hadn't missed any leaves. So you can see all the detail in those leaves. They look really pretty, don't they? Actually, I might do... Where's that little area there? I don't even know. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There. Oh, yes, there's a tiny bit there. I'll do that. I'll put something there so I can find it again. All right. I always miss a little bit. All right, so I've made up my resin. That's it there. It's the 360 Plus by Platinum. and I'm going to tint it black. So I'm going to pop you back up on the tripod and we'll put the next layer on. Are we taping? Oh, yep. Oh, I've got my camera upside down. Never mind. I'll have to keep it like that for this because I've started it like this. All right, now let me get my brush back. Put it away. Clean it and put it away. All right, it's just that little bit there, isn't it, that I've missed? A little bit of branch. I think that's it. Now, was there somewhere else? Can you guys see anywhere else that I've missed? I hope not. I did check and double check and triple check. I think that'll do. All right. Let's hope so. Okay. Let's put those there so that you can see the colours. Right. Where's my glove? So I've just got some, I'm running a bit low on blacks, but I bought this a year or so ago. It's by Solid Solutions and it says black pigment paste. So I've got a big jar of that. So I guess we're going to need quite a lot, aren't we? Let's put a big scoop in there. It's a nice runny black. I guess that'll be easy to mix up. Oh, this is getting warm already. I've got to get a wriggle on. And I've got a little cup as well, just so that I can touch up little areas, because it's going to be tricky to pour from here into, you know, some of the smaller leaves. So I think it's just easier to pour from a little paper cup that we can make a thin spout from. Hey, can you guys see anywhere else that I've missed? Oh, here. Here. Oh gosh, I knew there was somewhere else, but I couldn't find it again. Just that little bit of branch that goes up there. Oops, now I've dropped my lid. This smells weird. Oh, I think I've got a pretty strong sense of smell. I can smell the pigment paste. Alright, that'll do. I think that's it. So we made up 357 grams of resin. I did, because the Platinum 360 Plus is a 2-to-1, so I did 250 grams of A and 107 grams of B. Just cleaning off my stick. This is my mixing stick. And I like reusing them because it's coated in resin now, so it's not porous, so it won't get too many bubbles. Because new sticks get a lot of bubbles in them, don't they? Because they're porous. All right, here we go. Let's pour. Okay. And I just like having a black background. You can do whatever color you like, but I just feel that the black against the other colors, it just makes them pop more. Okay, now I'm going to change to my little, whoops, I dropped. I'm going to change to my little cup here. Put that down. Alright, so I'll move you out of the way in case I knock you over. See, now I can make a little spout and I can just come along and pour into all of these areas. Goodbye, leaves. See you later. And if you go over onto your mold, it doesn't matter, you can just wipe it off later, or when it's set you can just pick it off. Either way, doesn't really matter. Whoa! But yeah, it's much easier doing it with a little cup that you can make a spout on, that's for sure. So you might find that some of the mica powder kind of floats up to the top if you've put a bit much on. but that's okay. This is going to be the back anyway. You're not going to see it. And you can actually put like a little hanging attachment thing, like a clippy thing on the back so that you can hang it up on the wall. Some people cut family photos, just their faces, and they stick those on. Or you can put little hooks on it down the bottom, hang it at your front door and pop your keys on it. So there's lots of different things you could do. Or you could just put it on a big plate stand and have it as a decoration in your room somewhere, just a piece of art to look at and admire. I'll put a little bit in everywhere, and then I can come back and top up as required. Just don't overfill your little paper cup, because if you overfill it, it'll just run down the side here rather than coming out in a nice little drizzle. Oh, hubby's got the mower out again. Can you hear it? I don't know. Oh, look, there was a bit of branch that I missed. Oh my gosh. Oh well, too late now. Obviously didn't check that properly. You don't notice it until you're going over it with resin. I missed it. Never mind. I guess I could paint it on afterwards if I really wanted to. Paint a bit of brown on, but I don't think you'll notice it. The other thing that I tend to do, well, not tend to do, this is only my second one. Now, see how the leaves, they'll get sort of covered? That's okay. Once it's unmolded, it'll be fine, because some areas are lower than others. So don't worry if they're, not all the same height. It doesn't matter. What was I saying? No, I can't remember. I got distracted. Oh dear. I can't remember what I was going to say to you. It'll come to me. Alright, here we go. Just keep going. This resin, as you know, sets up pretty quick. Everyone's buying it over in the US now, loving it. So you can get it overseas. I think it's going to be starting to be actually made as well, and they're going to start a factory in the US, so it'll be much more available. But you can definitely buy it from the US. You can just I've got links in my description. Here we go. I think we've covered now. Oh no, there's a little bit there. One little leaf. So now just a matter of topping it up. Now when you're torching, I wouldn't advise torching, because there's too much silicone showing. Like when you're doing a big coaster and you're just torching in the middle, you're not getting near the silicone. But with this, the silicone's so close. So what you could do is just give it a bit of a spray with some alcohol. This is 100% alcohol, like that. And then keep topping up. But try and get a resin that's not too, bubbly. So now all I'm going to do is just fill up my mold. And I'm going to take it right up to the top so that we don't get any little lip. Good morning. It's the next day. I know it's not for you, but 'tis for me. Rightio. Now, it's going to take me a little while to unmold this baby, so bear with me. We'll do it slowly. It should come off really easily, as you can see. It's not difficult to unmold because it's a really soft silicone. The silicones that are really quite hard, they're a bit more difficult to unmold, especially if you've got something intricate. But this one, as you can see, is coming off easily. I'm just going around the edge first, and then just poke those bigger sections. I'll come around here and, oops, there's a little bit of overflow. Poke those sections. Oops, we've got a little bit still to go. Let's do these bits here. Oh, look, it's out. Oh my gosh, it's a big heavy mold. Look how big it is. All right, let me put that somewhere safe. Over there. Have some cleaning to do on it. I just sort of soak it in a sink of warm soapy water. Right, are we ready for this? Oh, I hope it works. Hope it turns out nicely. Are we ready? Let's do the countdown. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at it. Wow, it's so pretty. Look at that. Oh, isn't that nice? So pretty. Now, the other thing I like to do is see how the branch, oops, I'm on the wrong focus. See how the trunk there has got these little grooves. I like to run a little bit of black paint over those just so it can sort of catch in those. So I'll do that in a minute, but let's go in for a little close-up and have a look. Don't they look lovely? See, I didn't want really bright leaves. I wanted it to look more muted, more sort of natural. There's that purple one that I was kind of worried about. We've got that sort of peachy coloured one. The orange and the yellow, they're very similar. I guess I could have gone with a darker orange because the orange and the yellow, see that there? There's the orange and that's the yellow. They're very similar. So I guess, again, and there's the orange and there's the yellow. I could have gone with a darker orange. I was going to, and then I thought, no, I'll dull it down a bit. All right, let me get some black paint organised and I'll just run it over the top. I like to use a relatively thin paint. I'm just going to use a bit of this. I'm not going to dilute it or anything. Let's just put a tiny bit. If I can get a tiny bit. Oh, might help if I actually opened it, hey. Actually, there's a little bit on that. I'll just use that little bit, or a little bit of that. So what I'll do is I'm just going to just dab a tiny bit on there. And then just going to sort of dab. I don't want too much because I'm just going to put it on and then I'm going to kind of wipe it straight off again. And I only want it on the trunk. All right, let me fold that over. All right, let's see if this will work. So I just want that, a bit of the black to kind of catch in those lines, in those little grooves. Try not to get it onto the branches, because not the branches, the leaves. I don't want it on the leaves. I just want it a little bit on the branches. So just do a little bit and do a section at a time. See how the black gets caught in those little grooves? I mean, you could thin it out if you wanted to, just so that you get a more of a blending, because I guess it's getting a little bit blobby where it's catching. But you get the general idea. It's kind of like a whitewash, you know, you put it on and then you wash it off again, just to get that little hint of black. I might put a little bit of water in it actually, because you can see it's kind of getting a little bit blobby, but that's the effect that you get. I think it's more natural. See the little grooves there? They're just catching that black. I need to smooth this little bit out here. You can see where it's catching a lot. I'm going to go and add a tiny bit of water. Hang on. Just put a little splash of water in there. probably going to need more paint. I was just trying to get off what was on that lid. Whoops. Okay, let's not do that. I'm going to get myself into a big mess. Let's just pop a little squirt of black in there. See how that goes. I couldn't actually remember how I did it last time, but I think I did the same thing. I started with dry paint and then I added water to it, and I thought, yep, that worked better. And then of course I forgot what I did because it's been a while. Alright, let's try that again. You could use a cloth. You don't have to use paper towel, but paper towel is what I've got at hand here. Let's just dunk a bit in. That'll give us a little bit more of a smoother, or not smoother, a more uniform kind of a look, I guess. Just catches that little bit of black. Where's the knot? Oh, there's the knot. Don't get it on your leaf though. So pop it where you want it. And then with the dry, let's change to a dry one. Get another piece of paper towel. And then just a little wipe off the excess. And then, of course, what's left in there is what you need to keep. So there's not much coming off. So the colour's sort of fallen into those little grooves, which is what I wanted. You don't have to do this. I just think it looks more realistic. But I'll take my time and I'll go around and I'll do all these little curves. Look, there's a little heart at the top. Looks like a little heart. I'm going to show you the knot. Look at the knot. Catch some black in that little groove there. Just a hint of black, but it just looks so much more realistic, doesn't it? Can you see the black in there now? That's what I was after. So there we go. Love it. So pretty. It's just a lovely muted colour, not too bright. I didn't want to go bright. Alright, so there it is. I'll take a photo of it outside in the sun. I love it. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want this mould, it's in my eBay store. Like I said, it is 1.2 kilos of silicone, so it is an expensive mould. It's very heavy, so shipping overseas does cost more, but I have no control over shipping costs. But yeah, it's well worth it for a lovely thick mould. Alright, so there we go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all real soon for another video. Okay, bye for now.